Alright, what's going on, my good people? It's your boy Nose. Come back to another video of Nani, an episode where we discuss the anime that we're currently watching. I'm your host, Knuckles, aka Laser Video Games, and today we're going to talk about Lazarus episode 4. And the end of last week's episode, we saw that, Dr. 909 is able to take Elena's bait right there. And they did us that, he has been using, again, a large sum of money. And I mean a lot. Now, they're going by assumption, right? The latest person to deposit money into, Dr. 909's account, which, by the way, who's a hacker, which FBI has not been able to identify, right? So the guy by the name of Sam Stevenson has deposited, large sum of money into Dr. 909's account. Now, go by assumption, we feel as though Dr. 909 helped, scare and disappear, with Steve might possibly, helping out as well, right? So they had to sing it to one of his clubs, right? So they looked up Steve Stevenson. What did I say? I'm pretty sure his name was Steve Stevenson, right? Let's double check on that. Steve Stevenson. What's Steve? I'm like, I'm a Braveheart right now. Hey, when I have Braveheart story in my reviews right there. Let me see. Oh no, sorry, Sam Stevenson. I'm sorry, it was Sam Stevenson. That's his name right there, right? So this is what I thought I liked about this episode right here was when they looked at who's Sam Stevenson, right? Oh, Layla was like, oh, just another guy running money right there. And then Chris was like, well, just another narcissistic asshole. Asshole was not a fan of this guy too. So it's like, you know what? Doug was like, let's not jump to conclusions. And Layla was like, all right, let's check out the social media, right? When they looked at Sam's social media, and it's like, the only thing I worry about is Hop. The only thing I worry about is all these, is money or some shit like that. When they saw how much of a prick this guy was, their reaction was just great. Like, I just loved it. Like, I can't explain why, but I just love like the silliness, this anime show right there, and the fact that like, they all agree that yeah, this guy is a freaking asshole. It's like, do we really gotta beat this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, just like they're all their expressions to see who this guy really is. It's just like, oh god, really? Like, I'm glad that they all thought the same thing about this guy right there. I think it was just really funny, right? So they got seen to his club, right? And I'm gonna say this, right? The episodes of Lazarus for me is like, I just like the realness of this anime shows. Honestly, it's because last episode, the homeless center, that's real. Going to a rough area with a lot of crime, that's real. Like, I like how close to real life this anime shows right there. Just the nightlife to add on to that, it's just really cool. But also, I forgot to mention this too. So I was saying in last week's episode, but I was like, okay, episode one we had Doug speak. Episode two we had Leyland speak. Episode three we had Chris speak. I said, okay, I think episode four we're probably gonna have Elena speak. She's a minor. She was like, Hobno was illegal to sell. It was illegal for kids to take it, right? But when we heard of the rumor that Hopna cures sadness, you know, that got us right there. We were hooked on that, so we got it illegally for a lot of money. And Atlantis said, she almost called him like a god or some shit like that. But it turns out to be he betrayed a human. He betrayed us. But she said, but maybe. So I feel as though Elena had more to say in the intro of that episode right there. So I'm curious. Now, next week's narrator, I'm either thinking it's either could be Axel or Doug because, like I said, Doug I gotta rewatch again, but I'm pretty sure I said in the first episode that he explained how the human race came to an end. He didn't necessarily say what made him use hop though, precisely because lately is because him as his one use for drugs. Chris one use because all the stress that he's been dealing with. Atlanta said she took it because she was unhappy. Because she was not liking how her life was, right? So it's like we kind of know the reason why they took Hopna. We know the reason why they took Hopna. Doug, we kind of still don't know. And then Axel, he took it as well too. So I'm serious. So I'm saying to myself that either next episode is going to be Axel explaining or Doug explaining his reason. Because, like I said, Doug already explained how the universe came to an end, but he didn't say precisely why he used Hopna. So that's something to think about right there, right? So, anyways, they get to the club, and Chris had to jump as a girl because they did, to see what kind of girls, Sam is into, right? And so I really enjoyed the nightlife right there. And actually, before they got to the club, they said this DJ Visionary was going to be appearing there as well. And honestly, it kind of gave me the vibes like like some Vegas, AC vibes right there. Going to the club and see which DJ is going to perform right there. So I thought it was good. And yeah, by the way, they all drip nice. They all drip nice. Like the whole Lazarus scene drip was nice. Now I think with Leyland, him faking to be a girl, he can't reveal a bit too much. I feel as though they had to bring that outfit right there, which I feel as though they could use a better outfit for him. I think they could use a better outfit. Now, granted, he definitely looked like a girl, but like I think they could use a better outfit for him. That's just me, right? That's just me. But no, the whole Lazarus crew was dripped out, and I loved it. Right, so they get to the club, and Chris is she's moving it right there. Like I said, they're trying to get Chris and Layla to stand up so they can actually get invited to the old VIP section, right? So Doug's like, okay, the security is heavily armed right now, and Axel's like, okay, you need some kind of security tattoo, some gold tattoo to get into the VIP, right? And I said, Chris is dancing her butt off right there. I'm like, yeah, Chris looks good right there. But then Doug is like saying to Layla, yo, Layla, what are you doing? I need someone to dance with me right now. It's like, well, you know how to dance? I was like, of course I know how to dance right there. And then he was getting all the attention right there. Like, this episode was just letting loose and having fun just for a little bit, right? It was pretty cool. But Chris was like, I danced my butt off. It's still nobody danced with me right there. No one got my attention. No one got their attention, right? But the one bartender did tell her, between me and you, Sailor always comes with the DJ on the plane right there on a helicopter. So being looking for that, he's like, oh, thank you. So yes, Chris does get paid. No, not Chris. Layla does get picked up, and I was like, dang, I guess they just were prettier than you. So yeah, they got Layla. Chris, bumps in the line with her right there. Ended up getting to the VIP, right? Now, as that's going on, right, Elena is able to see that all these different transactions in the ATM machines from different countries, right, and they're seeing the same person covering their face at the ATM machine right there. They're like, okay, like someone get in, pixelate this shit right there. I'm able to see like who this person is, right? So they get to the VIP and they meet Sam, and just what we expected, Sam is a bit of a narcissistic asshole, right? He was looking at all the sucks right there, and it's like, Delta's going down right there. And the girl's like, "You're not worried about it. You're not worried about what's going on right there. Oh, sure. Um, Someone's gonna make a cure of it. And we're gonna make millions over that shit." He's like, "Dang, he does not care at all." And then one girl was like, "Oh, you're looking at the socks right there," because the hot guy's like, "Man, girls don't do anything right there." And I'm like, "Damn, bro, this guy's a narcissist asshole right there." And like just said, Chris and Layla's expression was just like, dang, this guy is garbage. You can't stand this dude right now. This guy is something right there, right? But he said, hey guys, it's punch time, and everyone's all excited right there. And I'm saying to myself, I don't know, something seems weird about this punch, right? Now as that going on, as that's going on, you know, um, the DJ Visionary takes Layla and it's like, oh yeah, I like girls. Like girls are so innocent, and it's like, oh god, I'm not like where this is going right there. But at the same time, though, um, they're able to find Elaine's able to find out that our secret Doctor 909 is actually visionary because it makes sense because he's a DJ. He goes through he DJs all around the world right there, and that's how he's able to deposit in different countries, right? And so he tell them like, okay, cool, we got our guy. However, Chris did drink that special juice, and all the girls are knocked out. And he's like, all these girls are all gold diggers. So I'm gonna get them what they want right there. And, he's have to, I'm not gonna say where, but you know what's going on right there, right? So it's like, it was some disgusting shit. But Chris is like, yeah, these drinks are not gonna hurt me right there. And shout out to Chris by kicking the shit out of this guy right there. And that is where the action and animation starts happening right now with first of all, the choreography of the animation is pretty great right there. Like I said, no flashy power moves, no special technique like that. Just straight street fighting. Kung fu fight, I would say right there. But no, the fighting choreography in this episode it looked sharp, it looked clean. Even the camera angles was actually pretty cool. Like I even liked the camera angle when the one guy was chasing Leyland and Chris was able to shoot him. Like that camera angle was pretty cool right there. And I just like I said, it was very fluid. Definitely, some Cowboy Bebop animation fighting, and also I guess y'all can remember me wrong right this, but like, I never seen the John Wick movies, but I feel as though like the fight as well, definitely screaming like the director of that did John Wick. So like I said, the fight in this episode was actually pretty cool right there. I actually liked it. Axel doing some Axel things right there. As Visionary and Sam running away right there on the helicopter. Axel just runs onto the plane right there. Not the plane, the helicopter goes to the edge right there. I'm like, God damn, Axel right there, like you crazy dog. And just Chris is like, yeah, this guy is insane right there. Like I don't know why you're gonna go ahead and jump on this moving helicopter right there. Like that's insane right there, right? I thought it was very funny when Sam was like, Santa's AI helicopter was like, yo, check this guy. I was like, I have no authorization to do that right there. It's like, listen to me. Like, the computer's like, no, I have no authorization to do that right there, right? And I was saying this, right? I was saying this, that, basically Doug, Chris, and Axel, they know how to use guns. And they know how to fight, right? Alanis, the hacker, she's always at the computer, right? And I'm like, okay, so what does Leyland really do, right? I'm understanding myself like, yeah, I don't know what Leyland can do, like besides talk. Like, what can he do? Because like, it's got to be reason why he's on his team, right? Now, so when I looked at, he is the tech specialist, he's the drone specialist because he activated the car remotely, and then as for the car right there, Lane was able to activate, the droid. And I'm like, okay, the droid that you used the droid in the first episode. So I feel as though, okay, Lane is the droid user. I'm like, okay, now I see why. Now I see, Leyland's, contribution to the team right. Because I'm like, yo, what can this guy really do, honestly, besides, talking? But, it was pretty cool to see him use the droid right there. I was getting ready to fly off right there, but the droid, not fly off, but fall off, but like, the droid's able to catch him in time right there, Axel's like, Leia's like, yo, Axel, I got a gun over there in the back right there, so use this gun to, to shoot the guy down, right? And then Sam is still telling the computer, yo, shake these guys. Like, I don't know if I should do that. I don't know if I should do that. And he keeps hitting the helicopter. Axel does shoot down the helicopter, and that's their fault. And the AI was like, told you. She was like, I told you not to do that shit right there. So I thought it was actually pretty cool. But yeah, they shoot down the helicopter, right? And Alex asks the question like, "Yo, so where's Skinner?" They're like, "I know where Skinner is." Really? So then, how did you make them all the money from Hopna? And Visionary is like, "Well, I hacked into Delta's database right there, and I have it in my amulet." It's like, "Give me the amulet." I'm like, "No, I need that." So Sam gives Axel the amulet right there, or the necklace. I don't, not the amulet, the necklace, right? And so they leave. They get arrested, but at the end of the day, Dr. Nani had no connection to Skinner right there. But you know, Delta did realize the dangers of Hopna. Which, by the way, I've had to mention this in the beginning of this episode was that before Hopna went down, that's where Dr. 99's transaction started happening right there, right? So that's why like they're like, okay, the time of Hopna declining, and then Dr. 909 getting all his money right there was like, okay, that's kind of fishy right there. But nonetheless, though, it was a wild goose chase, right? But the stealth people have connections to Skinner because, like I said, they know the dangers of Hopna. So even though Dr. Narnine had no connection to Skinner, they know that Delta knew about how dangerous that Hopna is, and now they are connected to Skinner somehow. And in the episode right there, we do see these monkeys, and that was pretty sad to see that all these monkeys were like being tested. We see the one monkey died, and it was kind of sad to see right there. So it was a wild goose chase, but they knew about it. They have a new target with these Delta people. So now they'll investigate this Delta people and realize okay, what's your connection to Skinner? You know what I'm saying? So we'll see, we'll see. But another a decent episode. So like I said, not a whole lot has happened in this anime, but like I like the fact that it's realistic. Right? That's it. I love the nightlife. I love the animation. This episode, I love the camera angles and shit like that. Like I said, I thought this episode was pretty cool. I understand a lot of people are not liking this anime right now because it's kind of going off a little bit slow. But hopefully it might start slow and finish strong because there are some areas where they start strong but they finish sloppy. So maybe with Lazarus, it'll probably start slow, but pick up later on. But you guys, let me know. Let me know what you guys think. As always, comment, like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and be sure to share the video as well. Be sure to follow me on social media accounts in the search box below. And always remember, J. Cole said, everybody, there is no such thing as a life better than yours. Have a good day, everybody. Take care.